plaintiff, Marcellus Moore, says he and the defendant started off as friends, but they eventually became friends with benefits. Marcellus rented a house to the defendant, but he's suing her today because she failed to pay a water bill and rent. Defendant Diana Williamson says Marcellus is nothing but a lying womanizer. Diana claims Marcellus was married when they started a sexual relationship, and he promised to leave his wife. But that never happened. Diana's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
I like to first start let you know that we're from Detroit.
All right.
I watch your show all the time.
Thank you.
And I heard you say, don't mess with the Detroit women because they'll cut you. And that's
And
the
I'm
reason
always
why.
just kidding. The ladies in Detroit, some of them are mad at me for saying it, but go ahead.
Okay, but that's why we're here today. But
He cut you?
I shoulda.
Oh.
I shoulda cut you.
she financially slicing me up. But
Where do you know each other from? How long have you known each other?
we met around 2011 or 12, something like that.
Oh, right.
She lived on my block, and it was first.
Where's that?
Detroit on the west side.
Just there, street?
Oh, on Marlowe.
You must be shady too. You won't even tell anybody where you live. Marlowe and what?
Plymouth.
All right. Well, be nice there. I grew up around that area.
Oh, okay.
You know that?
No, I didn't know
Grew up
that.
in Herman Gardens.
Okay, yeah, I knew that, but that's Joy Road.
I understand, but how far is Plymouth from Joy Road?
About 3 miles.
We're not gonna argue about Detroit. About who knows Detroit the best.
Right.
Go ahead.
Like I said, we just knew each other at first just by sight, a high and by thing, and then we got to know each other, became friends, and then after that, we became a little closer friends with benefits.
When?
I would say about 2 years after knowing each other.
2013?
Something like that.
All right. And when did she become a tenant?
Around when we first met.
All right, you had an extra apartment?
No, I bought the
unit?
house down the street, yeah.
All right, and she
2
leased there.
Yes, exactly.
And she was only friends with benefits?
Yes, and she agreed to that, when we first were.
And you moved your woman right up
No,
the
I
street.
never had no woman.
She can keep an eye on you.
Yeah, she was doing that.
Well, he led me to believe otherwise, Your Honor.
Yeah, you heard the woman's
He led me
feelings.
to believe that I was his woman.
And then move her right up the street from you. You're not committed to her and have all these women coming in and out.
No, it didn't
Yes,
happen
you
like that.
did, Marcellus. Don't do that.
Go ahead.
On TV.
I
No wonder
object.
you didn't get your rent. Let me get some background. Let me get some background
The
from
background is this, Your Honor. If I could sum him up in a few words, he is a womanizer, a liar, and a low-down dirty dog.
I object. Because that
You give me some background why you believe that.
We
Met in
were-
11.
we were started friends with benefits. He was married, and he stated that he was going to leave his wife.
When did
That
he tell you
didn't
that?
happen.
When did he tell you that? What year?
Around 2014.
Okay.
But we had a really big incident. Let me tell you this. It was my birthday, and he brought a woman, his cousin, to my birthday party. So I...
First, he moved you up the street from him. Then he brings a woman to your birthday party?
Yes, sir.
When was that?
May 20th of 2015.
And what happened?
I gave him the benefit of the doubt, put on a happy face, told him to come on in, enjoy themselves. I did a little investigating.
He said it was his cousin?
Yes. But come to find out, I went on Facebook and he had pictures from the night before of going out with the same cousin that he was kissing and was all over. So I told him that he had better take his narrow behind and her and get out of my party, or I was gonna go to jail that night.
At least you warned them. And did they leave?
They did, because he knew he didn't want to get cut.
Let's stop right there. I didn't even know how to ask this question. Did you do this?
No,
Who was the woman?
my cousin.
You take her to all your parties of your women?
No.
Why'd you take her that night? They're friends? She knows them? Why'd you bring her?
Because we was already hanging before we went to the
What were
party.
y'all doing?
Just hanging.
Hanging where?
Just hanging, talking, riding.
Right, just riding around.
Just riding around,
So let
talking.
me get a view of this. Let me get an understanding. Hey, cuz. Hey. What you up to? Oh, nothing. Let's ride around.
Pretty much.
That's all you did. You ride around and you say, by the way, my girlfriend, woman, she's having a party, so let's stop by there.
Then Your Honor, he also, lived 2 doors down. He would bring women to his
I
home.
know that. That's what I said. Time he told me he moved you over there. I knew that was happening.
Hold on. For one, she was already living on the block. She was living across the street from the house. Like I said, we established a friendship. And then a
She
friendship.
said ultimately you
didn't
told
have
her
it.
you were going to leave your wife. Did you ever tell her that?
Nope.
Where's your wife now?
Well, we were divorced.
Why? You told some other woman that and she came over? You know, Detroit women ain't play that. They'll come over your house and talk to your wife. You didn't do that?
I should have. Well, they weren't in the same home.
All right. Tell
were
me
separate.
what happened after the birthday. You all broke up then after he brought what you believe to be his
Dang, all
girlfriend to your... Okay, just wondering.
Yeah.
She was only friends with benefits?
Yes, and she agreed to that. You know, when we first waved.
And you moved your woman right up
No,
the
I
street.
ain't no woman.
She can keep an eye on you.
Well, yeah, she was doing that.
coming
But he led me to believe otherwise, Your Honor.
Yeah, you heard the
He
woman's
led me to
feelings.
believe that I was his woman.
Plaintiff Marcellus Moore says he and the defendant were friends with benefits, but the defendant claims Marcellus led her to believe they were in a serious relationship and even promised to leave his wife for her.
All right, tell me why you're suing her for rent and water bill.
Okay, well, she signed the lease, $600 a month, and then utilities was, she was responsible for the utilities. After she said, that we stopped, we just said we're gonna just strictly stay business and need a benefit part alone, all payments just ceased.
All right, so she was paying consistently though, prior to that.
No, she was late all the time, but
All right, but she paid.
yeah.
All right, ma'am, doesn't sound like you were his woman to me if he made you pay market rate. You at least give your woman a discount. All right, he was charging $600 a month. And when was the last time you asked her for your rent and what has she said?
She was just like, I don't have it.
Okay,
So that's
what
why.
months?
From June to October.
All right, ma'am, what do you say?
I say I don't owe him nothing. Yes, I stopped paying. Because I felt like it was convenient for him when he wanted the booty, but then all of a sudden I'm late, and now it's a big deal about it. He even put me out, put an eviction notice there.
For non-payment.
Correct.
But
So
once again,
I was bitter.
all right, but once again, you were paying all along.
Yes, I was.
I don't know what understanding you had that he was your man, that he was going to leave his wife, yet he charged you market rate rent, let alone move you in with him. Charge you market rate.
We weren't in the same home.
I know. Most couples might do that. If he was so committed to you, come on, baby, just come stay with me. His wife wasn't there anymore.
Well, originally I started off as the
You end up paying rent, ma'am. He's
Yes.
charging you market rate rent. You had a different understanding, ma'am. He didn't have the
Had it
same
twisted from the
understanding.
jump.
Huh?
She had it twisted from the jump.
He made it twisted.
Ma'am, you never said to him, baby, why I gotta pay you? If we are in love, you're my whatever, why do I don't get a discount? Or why are you charging me? Or you never said
I guess
any of
I
that?
was being naive about the situation.
You charge your other women rent?
No,
Oh, you don't charge them, but you charged her.
I only own one, 2 houses, so,
Well, what about the other house?
I live in.
So your defense is what, ma'am?
I don't owe him anything. He led me on an emotional roller coaster, made me think that it was something that it wasn't, and I don't feel like I owe him anything.
And that's your only defense.
It is.
Did you pay June through October?
No.
What's your counterclaim for, ma'am? You want $4,000.
Emotional distress. sending me through the loops, making me feel as if I'm gonna be his woman and never had intentions of doing anything but having sex.
I object. That's his. I never told.
Be quiet.
Yes, you did.
Ma'am, if that was something that the law allowed to be actionable, in other words, lawsuits are permitted based on bad relationships, the courts would never get any other work done. She treated me bad. He treated me bad. She cussed me out. He cussed me out. So I want some emotional distress. The law doesn't allow that as a legal claim unless he was physically abusing you. Was that the case? The law will
No.
allow, they do
Mentally.
make that the exception, no?
Yes, we were started friends with benefits. He was married, and he stated that he was gonna leave his wife.
Plaintiff Marcellus Moore says he and the defendant were friends with benefits, but the defendant claims Marcellus led her to believe they were in a serious relationship and even promised to leave his wife for her.
All right, and $4,233 is the rent and the water bill that you're suing for. She has no defense other than you all had a bad relationship, you misled her, or whatever the case. And secondly, that's her counterclaim for emotional distress. Judges, for the plaintiff, your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
The same thing I felt about him before, and if I would have to tell any women, make sure that you treat yourself like a queen and never ever accept for less. Don't get discouraged from what a man might say or think of they're a man.
I don't have no comment.